Ladies and gentlemen, there is one opponent you will face every single day. One challenger that stands between you and the life you were meant to live. And that opponent is you. The battle of life is not against other people. It's not against society, your circumstances, or even the challenges you face. The real battle is within. It's between the person you are today and the person you have the potential to become. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against the world, not against your circumstances, and not against other people. The greatest battle is against yourself. Every morning when you wake up, there is a version of you that wants to push forward, grow, and reach new heights. And there is another version of you, the one filled with doubt, fear, procrastination, and excuses. The outcome of your life is determined by which version of you wins that battle every single day. Most people assume that external challenges hold them back. They blame their lack of progress on other people, unfair circumstances, or a lack of opportunities. But the truth is, nothing outside of you is as powerful as what's happening inside of you. Your thoughts, your emotions, your habits. These are the things that will make or break you. The moment you understand that your greatest enemy is not the world, but your own mindset, everything changes. The real fight is in your mind. It's in the choices you make when no one is watching. It's in the decision to wake up early or hit the snooze button. It's in the battle between watching another episode on Netflix or working on your dreams. It's in the resistance you feel when it's time to go to the gym, study, or work on your goals. The enemy is not out there, it's within. And unless you learn to defeat that enemy, no amount of talent, intelligence, or ambition will take you where you want to go. Every day, you will hear a voice inside you trying to convince you to take it easy. You can do it tomorrow, it whispers. It's okay to skip today. That voice will always be there trying to lull you into comfort. It will remind you of your failures. It will bring up every reason why you are not good enough. It will try to keep you in the same place, feeding you excuses and fears. If you listen to that voice, you will stay exactly where you are. But if you learn to silence it, to push through despite the fear and doubt, you will start to win the fight against yourself. Discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck. Many people think they need motivation to take action, but that's a lie. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel inspired, but on most days you won't. That's why discipline is more important. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It means showing up, even when it's inconvenient. It means keeping promises to yourself no matter what. Success is not built on occasional moments of inspiration. It's built on daily, consistent action. A person who works hard once in a while will never outgrow the person who works on their goals every single day. The difference between winners and losers is not talent, it's not intelligence, it's consistency. The best athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the greatest minds in history, what they all had in common was the ability to master themselves. They learned to ignore the voice that said, "Take it easy." They trained their minds to push through resistance. They refused to let their emotions dictate their actions. You cannot win if you do not first conquer yourself. You cannot achieve greatness if you are still controlled by procrastination, self-doubt, and fear. You must break free from old patterns, from excuses, from the habit of quitting when things get hard. This is the battle that determines everything. If you win against yourself, you will win in life. If you lose against yourself, no amount of luck or external success will matter because you will always sabotage your own progress. Look around you. The world is filled with people who gave up on themselves. People who had dreams but let fear stop them. People who had talent but never developed it. People who had opportunities but never took them. Their biggest enemy was never the world. It was always themselves. They lost the battle not because they weren't good enough, but because they let their weaker self take control. So what about you? Will you win the fight against yourself? Or will you let laziness, self-doubt, and excuses hold you back? Every moment is a decision. Every action you take is a vote for the person you are becoming. You are either stepping closer to the best version of yourself or further away from it. There is no standing still. No one can do this for you. No one can fight this battle except you. You can read all the books, listen to all the motivational speeches, and get all the advice in the world, but at the end of the day, it's you versus you. The person you become in the future depends on whether you can overcome the obstacles within yourself today. Most people will never win this fight because it is hard. It requires sacrifice. It requires pushing beyond comfort. But the few who do, they are the ones who change their lives. They are the ones who achieve greatness. They are the ones who inspire others. So decide today, are you going to fight for your dreams, your goals, and your future? Or are you going to let the old version of you win? The choice is yours, but remember this. Your biggest fight will always be you versus you. And only you can decide the outcome. Most people wait for motivation to take action. They tell themselves they will start when they feel inspired, when the timing is right, or when they are in the mood. But the truth is, motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. If you rely on motivation alone, you will never achieve anything significant because motivation is not consistent. Some days you will wake up excited, ready to take on the world. Other days you will feel tired, unmotivated, and unwilling to move forward. If you let your feelings dictate your actions, you will never reach your full potential. This is why discipline is far more important than motivation. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It means showing up every single day, regardless of how you feel. The most successful people in the world are not always the most talented, the most intelligent, or the most lucky. They are simply the most disciplined. They understand that success is built on consistency, not on occasional bursts of inspiration. A person who works hard once in a while will never outgrow the person who works on their goals every single day. Think about any great athlete, entrepreneur, or artist. They did not get to where they are by only working when they felt like it. They trained, studied, practiced, and put in the effort daily, even when they were tired, uninspired, or discouraged. They developed habits that allowed them to push through the moments when their minds tried to convince them to quit. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not motivation, it is discipline. When you make discipline a way of life, you no longer need to depend on motivation. You no longer give yourself an option to skip the work. You no longer entertain excuses. You treat your goals like a responsibility, something you must do no matter what. Just like you brush your teeth every day, just like you eat food every day, your habits and actions toward your goals should become non-negotiable. You don't ask yourself if you feel like it, you just do it. The problem is, most people don't want to hear this. They want an easy way out. They want success without sacrifice. They want to wake up one day and suddenly feel motivated to change their lives. But life does not work that way. If you are waiting to feel inspired before you take action, you will be waiting forever. The only way to create lasting success is to take action whether you feel like it or not. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your mind. You prove to yourself that you are in control, not your emotions, not your laziness, and not your excuses. You are training yourself to win, to persist, to develop mental toughness. The more you do this, the easier it becomes. Over time, discipline becomes a habit, and when discipline becomes a habit, success becomes inevitable. But understand this, discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you develop through consistent effort. It is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The first few times you push yourself when you don't feel like it, it will be difficult. Your mind will resist. You will come up with every excuse in the book to stop. But if you push through, if you force yourself to take action despite the resistance, you will realize that your feelings do not have to control you. You will see that you are stronger than you think. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack discipline. They start something and quit when it gets hard. They chase new ideas and projects, but never stick with anything long enough to see results. They allow temporary emotions to dictate their long-term success. They give in to distractions, temptations, and comfort. They make promises to themselves and break them over and over again. And every time they do this, they reinforce the belief that they are not capable of succeeding. But it does not have to be this way. You can choose a different path. You can train yourself to become disciplined. You can develop the ability to push forward regardless of how you feel. You can build the habits that lead to success. And you can transform yourself into the kind of person who does what needs to be done no matter what. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop hoping for the perfect moment. Stop making excuses. The secret to success is not found in some magical burst of inspiration. It is found in the small, consistent actions you take every day. The real winners in life are not the ones who have the most motivation. They are the ones who have the most discipline. The choice is yours. Will you let your feelings control you, or will you master the power of discipline and take control of your destiny? Your mind is both your greatest asset and your greatest enemy. The battle you face every day is not against the world, not against other people, not against circumstance. It is against yourself. It is the battle between who you are now and who you are capable of becoming. It is the fight between your comfort zone and your potential. It is the war between your doubts and your dreams. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is you. Every single day, you have two choices. You can choose to give in to your fears, your insecurities, and your weaknesses, or you can choose to rise above them. You can choose to make excuses, or you can choose to make progress. You can choose to stay the same, or you can choose to grow. But understand this, growth is uncomfortable. Change is painful. Becoming your best self requires sacrifice. It requires discipline. It requires pushing through resistance, even when everything inside you wants to quit. Most people lose the fight because they do not even realize they are in one. They go through life on autopilot, giving in to their habits, their fears, and their emotions without question. They allow their past to define them. They let failure discourage them. They let temporary feelings control their decisions. They do not understand that every moment is a choice, a battle between the weaker version of themselves and the stronger version of themselves. The weak version of you will always try to convince you to take the easy route. It will tell you to sleep in instead of waking up early. It will tell you to relax instead of working hard. It will tell you to settle instead of striving for more. It will whisper excuses in your ear, reminding you of all the reasons why you should quit, why you should not try, why you should not believe in yourself. It will make you afraid of failure. It will remind you of your past mistakes. It will keep you trapped in the illusion of comfort while stealing your future from you. But the stronger version of you is always waiting. It is the part of you that refuses to accept mediocrity. It is the voice that tells you to keep going even when things get hard. It is the drive that pushes you to improve, to grow, to evolve. It is the hunger inside you that knows you are meant for more. But you must choose it. You must train it. You must listen to it even when it is uncomfortable. Because the stronger version of you does not win automatically. It only wins when you decide to fight for it. And make no mistake, this is a fight. It is a war that will never end. There will always be days when you feel like giving up. There will always be moments when fear tries to take control. There will always be temptations to take the easy way out. But every time you push through, every time you refuse to let your weaker self win, you grow stronger. Every time you silence the excuses and take action, you become more powerful. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you take another step toward the life you want. Most people never win this battle because they are too focused on fighting the wrong enemies. They blame their circumstances, they blame other people, they blame their past, but the real enemy has always been within. The real battle is against your doubts, your fears, your procrastination, your bad habits, and until you recognize that, you will continue to struggle, you will continue to feel stuck, you will continue to wonder why nothing is changing. Winning the battle against yourself requires self-awareness. It requires honesty. You must be willing to look at yourself in the mirror and admit where you are holding yourself back. You must be willing to take responsibility for your actions, your choices, your results. You must stop waiting for someone else to save you and realize that the only person who can change your life is you. It will not be easy. It will require you to do things you do not feel like doing. It will require you to break old habits and build new ones. It will require you to work harder than you ever have before. It will require you to face rejection, failure, and setbacks. But the reward is worth it because when you win the battle against yourself, you win the ability to create any life you desire. You gain freedom. You gain control. You become unstoppable. The world will not hand you success. No one is coming to push you forward. If you want something, you have to go out and take it. You have to fight for it. You have to be willing to do what most people are not willing to do. You have to be willing to stand up to the weaker version of yourself and refuse to let it win. So the question is, which version of you will win today? The one that makes excuses or the one that takes action? The one that lets fear decide or the one that moves forward anyway? The one that stays the same or the one that grows? The choice is yours. And it is a choice you must make every single day. Because at the end of your life, you will not regret the chances you took. You will regret the battles you did not fight. You will regret the times you let your weaker self win. This is your fight. It always has been and it always will be. But if you choose to fight, if you choose to rise, if you choose to overcome yourself, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. There is a version of you that is disciplined, focused, and unstoppable. And then there is a version of you that is lazy, fearful, and full of excuses. Every single day, these two versions of you go to war. The battle is not against the world. It is not against other people. It is not even against your circumstances. The only battle that truly matters is the one within yourself. Because until you master yourself, you will never master anything else. Your mind will always try to take the easy way out. It will tell you to stay in bed instead of getting up early. It will convince you to put things off until later instead of handling them now. It will whisper doubts in your ear, making you question whether you are even capable of success. It will remind you of every past failure, every rejection, every time you fell short. It will tell you that you are not good enough, that you do not have what it takes. This is the weaker version of yourself trying to take control. But the stronger version of you knows better. It knows that the only way to grow is to push through resistance. It knows that every challenge, every obstacle, every setback is an opportunity to become better. It knows that success is not given, it is earned. It knows that discipline is the key to freedom, and that no dream is achieved without sacrifice. But this version of you does not win automatically. You have to fight for it. You have to choose it. You have to silence the excuses, push through the discomfort, and do what needs to be done even when you do not feel like it. Most people lose this battle because they do not even realize they are in it. They think life is happening to them, that their struggles are caused by the world around them. They blame their circumstances, their past, other people. They complain about their situation instead of taking control of it. They give in to every impulse, every distraction, every temptation, and then wonder why nothing changes. They are at war with themselves, but they are letting the weaker version win. The truth is, nothing outside of you is holding you back. It is not your job, your family, your background, or your past. The only thing that is stopping you is you. The only person in your way is the version of yourself that makes excuses, that procrastinates, that avoids discomfort. And the moment you accept that, the moment you take full responsibility for your life, everything changes. Winning the battle against yourself requires brutal honesty. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and admit where you are falling short. You have to be willing to acknowledge your bad habits, your weaknesses, your fears. You have to stop lying to yourself. Stop justifying mediocrity. Stop pretending that you are doing your best when you know you are not. Because the truth is, deep down, you know what you need to do. You know the actions you need to take. You know the discipline you need to build. The only question is, will you do it? It will not be easy. Your mind will resist. Your emotions will try to take control. There will be days when you feel like quitting, when you wonder if it is even worth it. There will be moments when you fall back into old habits, when you let the weaker version of yourself win. But every time that happens, you have a choice. You can let it defeat you, or you can get back up and keep fighting. You can accept failure as the end, or you can use it as fuel to grow even stronger. And that is the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck. It is not that successful people never struggle. It is not that they never feel doubt, never face setbacks, never fail. It is that they refuse to let those things define them. They refuse to let the weaker version of themselves take over. They fight back every single day. They choose discipline over comfort. They choose action over excuses. They choose growth over stagnation. The battle within you will never end. It is not something you fight once and win forever. It is a war you must fight every single day. But the more you win, the stronger you become. The more you push through, the more unstoppable you become. The more you silence the excuses and take action, the more control you gain over your own life. Imagine where you could be a year from now if you won this battle every single day. Imagine what you could accomplish, how much you could grow, how different your life could be. Now imagine where you will be if you keep letting the weaker version of yourself win. The difference between those two realities is your choices. It is your actions. It is the battle you fight within yourself. So ask yourself, which version of you will win today? The one that settles or the one that strives for more? The one that gives up or the one that pushes forward? The one that makes excuses or the one that takes responsibility? The choice is yours. It has always been yours. But if you choose to fight, if you choose to rise, if you choose to master yourself, there is nothing that can stop you. Every day you wake up with two choices: to push yourself forward or to remain the same. The battle is always you versus you. No one else can determine your success, your growth, or your destiny. It is only you. The person you were yesterday, the habits you carry, the mindset you adopt, these are the true challenges standing in your way. You are not competing with the world. You are competing with your own doubts, fears, and limitations. And if you do not recognize this, you will find yourself stuck, blaming circumstances instead of taking control of your own life. There is a part of you that wants more, that wants to grow, that wants to become the strongest, wisest, and most successful version of yourself. This version of you sees the bigger picture, understands discipline, and embraces discomfort as a necessary part of transformation. But there is another version of you that wants comfort, that resists change, that finds excuses to stay in the same place. This version of you is driven by fear, by self-doubt, by laziness, and it will do everything in its power to keep you from reaching your full potential. Every single day, these two versions of you are in conflict, and the one that wins is the one you choose to feed. Success, growth, and self-mastery do not come from external validation. They come from conquering the internal battle. Most people lose this fight because they listen to the wrong voice. They let fear dictate their actions. They allow comfort to rob them of their future. They let small distractions, temporary pleasures, and momentary relief keep them from the life they truly desire. They convince themselves that they will start tomorrow, that they will change when the timing is right, that they need motivation before they can take action. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. The only way forward is to silence the excuses and take action now. Your biggest enemy is not failure. It is not rejection. It is not other people doubting you. Your biggest enemy is your own hesitation. It is the voice in your head telling you that you are not ready, that you are not good enough, that you might fail. That voice will always be there, trying to pull you back into comfort, trying to make you believe that staying the same is safer than stepping into the unknown. But safety is an illusion. Growth requires risk. It requires stepping outside of what is familiar. It requires choosing discipline over ease, action over procrastination, and long-term success over short-term gratification. When you wake up in the morning and your mind tells you to stay in bed, that is the battle. When you have a goal, but your emotions tell you to put it off until later, that is the battle. When you want to improve your health, build a business, strengthen your mindset, but your old habits try to pull you back, that is the battle. The question is, which version of you will win? The one that gives in to temptation and makes excuses, or the one that pushes forward no matter how difficult it feels? You must understand that discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Motivation will not always be there. Some days you will feel tired, some days you will feel uninspired, some days you will feel like quitting. But winners do not rely on motivation. They rely on habits, on discipline, on commitment. They do what needs to be done even when they do not feel like doing it. They train their minds to push past resistance, to show up consistently, to embrace discomfort as a sign of progress. Most people wait until they feel ready. They wait for a sign, for inspiration, for the right conditions. But those who achieve greatness understand that action creates momentum. The more you take action, the more confidence you build. The more you step outside your comfort zone, the more you grow, the more you push past your excuses, the stronger you become. And over time, the version of you that was weak, lazy, and full of self-doubt begins to fade away, replaced by a version of you that is unstoppable. This journey is not easy. If it were, everyone would be successful. Everyone would be disciplined. Everyone would be fulfilled. But the truth is, most people will never win this battle because they are unwilling to fight it. They will let their emotions control them. They will let their fears dictate their actions. They will let their past define their future. But you have the power to be different. You have the power to break free from the cycle of hesitation and step into a life of purpose and discipline. Look at where you are today. Look at your habits, your mindset, your daily choices. Are they aligned with the future you want, or are they keeping you stuck? If you are not where you want to be, it is because in the battle between you versus you, you have been letting the wrong version of yourself win. But the good news is, you can change that. You can decide right now to take control. You can decide to stop making excuses and start making progress. You can decide to push past resistance, to embrace discomfort, to commit fully to your growth. Imagine what your life could look like a year from now if you win this battle every single day. Imagine the strength, the confidence, the success you could build. Now imagine where you will be if you keep letting the weaker version of yourself win. The difference between those two realities is your choices. It is your willingness to fight. It is the battle between you and you. And the only way to win is to show up every single day and prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses, greater than your fears, and capable of becoming everything you were meant to be. There will always be distractions, temptations, and moments of doubt that try to pull you away from your path. The world is full of reasons to delay, to hesitate, to second guess yourself. But at the core of it all, your biggest challenge will always be you versus you. The real battle is never about external circumstances. It is not about what others say or do. It is about the choices you make when no one is watching. It is about the discipline you hold yourself to, the standards you refuse to lower, the habits you commit to every single day. Every morning when you wake up, you are faced with a decision. Will you move closer to your goals, or will you fall into the same patterns that have been holding you back? It is easy to say you want success, growth, and transformation, but the question is, are you willing to fight for it? Because make no mistake, it is a fight. The weaker version of you, the one that loves comfort, that avoids effort, that finds excuses, will always try to pull you away from the path of discipline. It will whisper that you can start tomorrow, that skipping one workout or delaying one task will not matter, that you deserve to take it easy. But deep down, you know the truth. Every decision matters. Every time you give in to weakness, you strengthen it. And every time you push forward despite resistance, you grow stronger. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who have it easy. They are not the ones who are naturally talented or born with advantages. They are the ones who learn to master themselves. They are the ones who, despite exhaustion, rejection, and failure, kept going. They are the ones who showed up even when they did not feel like it, because they understood that emotions are temporary, but discipline creates lasting results. They knew that their biggest obstacle was not external circumstances, but their own mindset. It is easy to blame the outside world for your struggles. It is easy to say you do not have enough time, enough money, enough support. But the truth is, many people with fewer resources have achieved more simply because they refuse to let excuses control them. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not luck, it is not intelligence. It is the willingness to fight against the voice of self-doubt, to silence the inner critic that says you are not good enough, to push past the resistance that tries to keep you comfortable. Comfort is the enemy of progress. The moment you stop challenging yourself, you stop growing. The moment you allow yourself to settle, you start declining. Growth requires discomfort. It requires sacrifice. It requires the courage to face your fears and take action even when you are uncertain. And most importantly, it requires the ability to hold yourself accountable, because no one is coming to save you. No one is going to push you harder than you push yourself. No one is going to fight this battle for you. You have dreams, goals, and aspirations, but none of them will become reality unless you are willing to put in the work. Success is not about what you say you want. It is about what you are willing to do consistently. Every single day, you have a choice to make. Will you take control of your life, or will you let your old habits and limiting beliefs dictate your future? Will you rise up and fight for the person you know you are capable of becoming, or will you continue to let distractions and excuses hold you back? No one said this journey would be easy. If it were, everyone would do it. But that is exactly what makes it worth it. The struggle is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who simply wish for them. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is in your daily decisions. It is in how often you choose discipline over comfort, action over procrastination, commitment over convenience. Imagine what your life could look like if you refused to let the weaker version of yourself win. Imagine if, instead of giving in to excuses, you pushed forward no matter how difficult it got. Imagine if you woke up every morning and chose to take one step closer to your goals, no matter how small. Over time, those steps add up. The person you become is shaped by the choices you make every single day. At the end of your life, you will not regret the hard work, the discipline, the sacrifices. You will regret the times you let fear stop you. You will regret the opportunities you missed because you hesitated. You will regret the moments you let your weaker self take control. But today, right now, you have the power to change that. You have the power to decide that from this moment forward, you will no longer be controlled by laziness, fear, or self-doubt. You will take responsibility for your future. You will push through the resistance. You will prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. The fight is never against the world. It is always you versus you. And the only way to win is to refuse to quit, to keep showing up, to push through the discomfort, to silence the doubts, to become the person you were meant to be. No one else can do it for you. The choice is yours. There comes a time in life when you must realize that your only true competition is yourself. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against another person, not against society, not against the circumstances around you. It is you versus you. Every single day you wake up with two options: to become a better version of yourself or to stay the same. No one can make that decision for you. No one can push you harder than you push yourself. The truth is, most people are held back not by external forces, but by their own mindset. It is easy to look at others and think they have some unfair advantage. It is easy to blame your failures on a lack of opportunities, a difficult past, or unfavorable circumstances. But the reality is, the biggest roadblock to your success is the person staring back at you in the mirror. Your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, your excuses. These are the things that keep you from reaching your full potential. You must understand that no one is stopping you except yourself. The limits you see are the ones you have placed on your own mind. How many times have you told yourself that you are not good enough? That you do not have what it takes? That success is for other people but not for you? These are not facts. These are lies you have convinced yourself to believe. The only way to overcome them is to challenge them, to prove to yourself through action that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Think about the moments in your life when you felt stuck. Was it because of someone else? Or was it because you allowed fear and hesitation to hold you back? The truth is, life will always present challenges. There will always be obstacles. There will always be reasons to quit. But the difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not that the successful never face hardships. It is that they refuse to let those hardships define them. They refuse to let their weaknesses win. Success is not about competing with others. It is not about proving yourself to the world. It is about proving yourself to yourself. It is about setting a goal and pushing yourself until you reach it. It is about waking up every morning with the determination to be just a little bit better than you were yesterday. It is about silencing the voice inside your head that tells you to quit, to take the easy way out, to settle for less than you deserve. Most people fail because they let their emotions control them. They wait until they feel motivated to take action. But motivation is fleeting. There will be days when you do not feel like working hard. There will be days when you are tired, frustrated, discouraged. And it is on those days that the battle between you and you becomes the most intense. Will you push through or will you give in? Will you keep going or will you make excuses? This is the defining moment. The moment where you either take control of your life or let your weaker self win. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you win. Every time you keep going despite the pain, you win. Every time you show up even when you do not feel like it, you win. And the more times you win these small battles, the stronger you become. The stronger your mindset grows, the stronger your willpower becomes. And over time, you will realize that success is not about talent, luck, or circumstances. It is about consistency. It is about making the decision every single day to fight for the life you want. You must train yourself to become the person who does not back down, who does not make excuses, who does not let fear dictate their future. It is not easy. Growth never is. It requires sacrifice. It requires facing your demons. It requires standing up to the voice in your head that tells you to quit. But if you can master yourself, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Think about who you want to become. Think about the life you want to live. Now ask yourself, what is stopping you? The answer is always the same. It is you. But just as you have been the one holding yourself back, you also have the power to break free. You have the power to rise above your fears. You have the power to push past your limits. You have the power to rewrite your story. But it all starts with a decision. The decision to stop making excuses. The decision to take full responsibility for your future. The decision to fight for yourself no matter how hard it gets. Because in the end, you will not be remembered for the things you planned to do, for the dreams you talked about but never pursued. You will be remembered for what you actually did, for the battles you fought, for the strength you showed, for the person you became. So do not waste another moment doubting yourself. Do not waste another second waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There is only now. And right now, you have a choice to make. Will you rise up, face your fears, and fight for your future? Or will you stay where you are, letting your doubts and excuses win? The choice is yours. But remember this, the battle will always be you versus you, and the only way to win is to never stop fighting. There is a battle happening every single day, and it is not between you and the world. It is not between you and other people. It is not about competition, wealth, or status. The battle is between you and yourself. Your mind is either working for you or against you, pushing you forward or holding you back. The greatest fight you will ever face is the one within. The constant struggle between who you are and who you want to become. It is the battle between your potential and your fears, your dreams and your doubts, your strength and your excuses. The question is, which side will win? Most people think that external challenges are what stop them from succeeding, but that is not the truth. The biggest enemy is never the obstacles outside. It is the voice inside that whispers, you can't do it. It is the part of you that hesitates, that second guesses, that chooses comfort over growth. It is the version of yourself that wants to stay the same, that wants to avoid discomfort, that wants to take the easy way out. But deep down, there is another part of you. The part that knows you are meant for more, the part that refuses to settle, the part that is willing to fight for something greater. Winning this battle does not happen overnight. It is a daily war. You wake up every morning with two choices: to take control of your life or to let your old habits and fears keep you where you are. Every action you take, every decision you make either strengthens your future self or weakens it. If you choose discipline over laziness, if you choose courage over fear, if you choose persistence over quitting, then you win. But if you choose to give in to doubt, if you choose to stay in your comfort zone, if you choose to let fear stop you, then you lose. Not to the world, not to anyone else, but to yourself. The truth is, no one can fight this battle for you. No one can wake up and make the right choices for you. No one can push you harder than you push yourself. Success, growth, and transformation are not about luck. They are about consistently choosing to be better, even when it is hard, especially when it is hard. It is about refusing to let weakness win. It is about silencing the excuses and taking action. Think about all the times in your life when you let fear stop you. When you wanted to take a risk, but you hesitated. When you wanted to go after something big, but you told yourself you were not ready. Those were moments where you lost the battle to yourself. But think about the times when you pushed through, when you didn't give up, when you proved to yourself that you were stronger than your doubts. Those were the moments that defined you. Those were the moments when you won. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is simple. Successful people have learned how to fight and win against their own mind. They have learned how to push past fear, how to keep going even when they don't feel like it, how to stay focused even when distractions try to pull them away. They understand that motivation is temporary, but discipline is what creates lasting change. They know that emotions will try to control them, that there will be days when they feel tired, uninspired, or discouraged, but they push through anyway, because they know that every time they choose action over excuses, they are strengthening their mindset. They are becoming tougher, more resilient, more unstoppable. You have to make a decision. Will you keep losing to your old self, or will you start winning? Will you keep letting fear, doubt, and hesitation hold you back, or will you take control and step into your full potential? There will always be reasons to quit, always be excuses to hold on to, always be distractions trying to pull you away. But if you are serious about changing your life, you must let go of every excuse. You must break free from the version of yourself that is keeping you small. Every time you push past resistance, you win. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you win. Every time you silence the negative voice in your head, you win. And with every small victory, you become stronger. You develop the mindset of someone who refuses to be defeated. And that is the key to lasting success. Not talent, not luck, not resources. Just the ability to keep going no matter what. It will never be easy. Growth never is, but the pain of discipline is always better than the pain of regret. The struggle of pushing yourself is always better than the emptiness of staying the same. So when you feel like giving up, remember what is at stake. Remember that it is not the world stopping you, it is you. And if you can master yourself, if you can control your thoughts, your habits, your actions, then there is nothing in this world that can stop you. This is your fight, and it will always be your fight. No one else can win it for you. No one else can take the steps for you. It is you versus you. And the only way to win is to never stop fighting. There will always be moments in life when you feel like giving up. Moments when the weight of your own doubts, fears, and failures press so heavily on you that you wonder if pushing forward is even worth it. But in those moments, you must remember one thing. The only person standing between you and the life you want is you. No one else is stopping you. Not your circumstances, not your past, not the people around you. The battle is always you versus you. Your greatest challenge is not the world. It is the person in the mirror. If you can conquer that person, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Every morning, you wake up with a choice. Will you take a step forward, or will you let your old habits, old mindset, and old fears hold you back? The battle is in the small decisions, the decision to wake up early and work on your goals instead of hitting the snooze button, the decision to push yourself beyond your limits instead of settling for comfort, the decision to take action even when you are afraid. The truth is, the people who succeed in life are not the ones who have it easy. They are the ones who fight for it. They are the ones who refuse to let their weaknesses win. The mind is powerful, but it can be your greatest enemy or your strongest ally. If you do not control your thoughts will control you. They will tell you that you are not good enough, that you are not ready, that you will fail. They will try to convince you that your dreams are too big, that your struggles are too much to overcome, that you should settle for a life of mediocrity. But you must learn to silence those thoughts. You must learn to replace them with thoughts of power, determination, and belief. Every time you choose to push forward, you weaken the voice of doubt. Every time you show up and do the work, you strengthen the part of you that refuses to quit. This is not about talent, luck, or circumstances. It is about mindset. It is about discipline. It is about having the inner strength to say, I will not stop. I will not give in. I will not be defeated by myself. Because the truth is, most people do not fail because they are incapable. They fail because they let themselves quit before they even get the chance to succeed. Think about how many times you have held yourself back. How many times you let fear stop you from taking a risk. How many times you allowed self-doubt to talk you out of chasing something great. How many times you convinced yourself that you were not ready, not worthy, not capable. But what if instead of hesitating, you just went for it? What if instead of doubting yourself, you believed in your own strength? What if instead of giving in to fear, you chose to face it head on? The difference between the people who live their dreams and the people who never get there is not their abilities, it is their mindset. This is why discipline is so important. Motivation is temporary. There will be days when you do not feel like doing the work, when you do not feel like pushing yourself, when you do not feel like continuing the fight. But discipline is what separates the successful from the average. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you do not feel like it. It means showing up every single day no matter how tired, discouraged, or uncertain you feel. It means refusing to let emotions dictate your actions. You have to be willing to go to war with yourself. You have to be willing to challenge your excuses, break through your limitations, and rise above your own doubts. You have to be willing to sacrifice comfort for growth, to trade short-term pleasure for long-term success. The reality is, nothing worth having comes easy. Every successful person you admire, every person who has built something great, every person who has changed their life started exactly where you are. They faced the same fears, the same struggles, the same doubts, but they did not let those things define them. They chose to fight. And because they fought, they won. So what will you choose? Will you continue to let your own mind hold you back, or will you take control and become the person you were meant to be? Will you keep making excuses, or will you take action? Will you keep letting fear dictate your life, or will you step into your power? The choice is always yours. No one else can make it for you. No one else can fight this battle for you. No one else can do the work for you. It is you versus you, and the only way to win is to never stop fighting. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you believe. You have everything you need inside of you to create the life you want. But you must be willing to fight for it. You must be willing to silence the negativity, to push through the pain, to keep going even when it feels impossible. Because at the end of the day, the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the version of yourself that is too afraid to chase them. Defeat that version of you. Break free from the mindset that is holding you back. Step into the greatness that has always been within you. This is your life. This is your battle. And the only way to win is to never stop pushing, never stop growing, never stop believing in yourself. The world is not your enemy. Other people are not your enemy. Your circumstances are not your enemy. The only thing standing in your way is you. And the moment you decide to stop fighting against yourself and start fighting for yourself, everything will change. There will come a time in your life when you realize that no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the success, the happiness, or the peace you are searching for. It is up to you. It has always been up to you. You are responsible for the life you create, the choices you make, and the effort you put in every single day. The moment you truly accept this is the moment everything changes, because you stop waiting, you stop blaming, and you start becoming. The greatest battle you will ever face is not against other people, not against the circumstances life throws at you, but against yourself. It is you versus you, and that battle will determine everything. Every single day you are faced with two choices: evolve or remain the same. There is no middle ground. Either you are moving forward or you are falling behind. Either you are making progress or you are making excuses. Every decision, every action, every moment matters because it either brings you closer to your goals or takes you further away from them. You cannot afford to live passively, waiting for things to change. You must decide right now that you will be the one who takes control of your future. You must choose to be disciplined when it is easier to be lazy, to be consistent when it is easier to quit, and to push forward when everything inside you wants to stop. Your mind is the battlefield. It is where success is won or lost. If you allow fear to dictate your decisions, you will never move forward. If you allow self-doubt to control your actions, you will never reach your full potential. If you allow your emotions to rule you, you will never develop the discipline required to succeed. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never feel fear, self-doubt, or discouragement. They are the ones who refuse to let those emotions control them. They feel the fear and move forward anyway. They hear the self-doubt and silence it with action. They push through the discomfort because they know that everything they want lies on the other side of it. Most people never lose to the world, they lose to themselves. They lose because they give in to their weaknesses. They let procrastination steal their dreams. They let their comfort zone keep them trapped in a life they do not love. They let the opinions of others shape their decisions instead of trusting their own vision. They convince themselves that they will start tomorrow, next week, next year. And then before they know it, years have passed and they are still in the same place, wondering why nothing has changed. But nothing changes until you change. Nothing gets better until you get better. Nothing in your life will improve until you decide that you are willing to do whatever it takes to improve yourself. Discipline is the foundation of everything. It is not about motivation because motivation is temporary. There will be days when you feel inspired and driven, and there will be days when you feel tired and discouraged. But discipline is what carries you through. It is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you do not feel like it. It is the ability to show up for yourself every single day, even when no one else is watching, even when no one else is clapping for you, even when no one else believes in you. Because at the end of the day, it does not matter what anyone else thinks. The only thing that matters is whether you are willing to fight for the life you want. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. You will face challenges, setbacks, and failures. But those who succeed are the ones who do not allow those obstacles to define them. They use them as fuel. They take every setback and turn it into a lesson. They take every failure and turn it into an opportunity to grow. They understand that struggle is part of the process, that discomfort is the price of greatness, and that the only way to reach their full potential is to keep going no matter what. It is easy to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for why you are not where you want to be. But the moment you stop making excuses and take full responsibility for your life, you become unstoppable. Because once you accept that it is up to you, that no one else is coming to save you, that no one else is responsible for your success, you take back your power. You stop waiting for permission and start taking action. You stop wishing for change and start making change happen. You stop hoping for a better future and start creating one. The hardest battles you will ever face are the ones that take place in your own mind. The battle between doubt and belief, the battle between fear and courage, the battle between procrastination and action. But the truth is, you already have everything you need to win. You have the strength, you have the ability, you have the potential. The only question is, will you use it? Will you push past your limitations? Will you refuse to settle for a life that is less than what you deserve? Will you be disciplined enough to do what most people will not do so you can live a life most people will never have? No one can make this decision for you. No one can fight this battle for you. No one can force you to take action. It is up to you. It has always been up to you. You versus you every single day. And the only way to win is to make a choice right now in this moment. To stop holding yourself back, to stop making excuses, and to step into the person you were meant to be. Because the truth is, you are not waiting on anything. You are not lacking anything. You are already enough. You just have to believe it, act on it, and refuse to let anything, especially yourself, stand in your way.